3 a.m. My heart is racing. Again, for the 7th night in a row, I'm lying in bed, my mind spinning with every possible thing that could go wrong tomorrow. The presentation, the email I sent, what that person thought when I said that thing. My chest feels tight. I can't breathe properly. This was my life 30 days ago. Constant anxiety, overthinking everything, unable to sleep, unable to focus. I tried meditation apps, breathing exercises. Nothing worked. Then I found a technique used by a Roman emperor 2,000 years ago. Not some modern self-help guru, not a wellness influencer. A man who ruled the most powerful empire on earth while dealing with war, betrayal, plague, and personal tragedy. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what I did, day by day, and why, by day 30, my anxiety didn't control me anymore. But here's what nobody tells you about this technique. It's not about feeling better. It's about something much more powerful. And you'll understand exactly what I mean by the end of this video. Let me take you back to where this started. 6 weeks ago, I was in the worst mental state of my life. I had a job I couldn't afford to lose, deadlines I was terrified of missing, a constant fear that people would discover I wasn't as competent as they thought. You know that feeling? Imposter syndrome mixed with pure anxiety. Every morning, I'd wake up with my stomach in knots. Every notification on my phone made my heart skip. I was living in constant fight or flight mode. Maybe you know this feeling. Maybe right now, there's something in your life that keeps you up at night. A job situation, a relationship, money problems, health worries, that voice in your head that won't shut up. I tried everything. I read articles about anxiety, watched videos, downloaded apps, and you know what? They all said the same things. Just breathe, practice mindfulness, think positive thoughts, and they helped for about 10 minutes. Then the anxiety came roaring back. Then one night at 2 a.m., unable to sleep again, I stumbled across something. A quote from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. It wasn't inspirational. It wasn't pretty. It was harsh, almost brutal, and it changed everything. Before I tell you what he said, you need to understand who Marcus Aurelius was, because this wasn't some philosopher sitting in a peaceful garden. This was a man dealing with unimaginable stress. Imagine this: you're the emperor of Rome, the most powerful person in the known world. Sounds amazing, right? No, it is wrong. You're fighting wars on multiple fronts. Your closest advisors are plotting against you. A plague is killing millions of your people. Your own wife might be betraying you. Your children are dying. And every single day, one wrong decision could collapse the entire empire. And here's the thing: Marcus didn't want this job. He was a philosopher. He wanted to read books and think about life. But duty called. He had no choice. So what did he do? Every night, after dealing with war, politics, and tragedy, he wrote in a journal. Not for publication, not for glory, just for himself, to survive. Those writings became known as meditations, and hidden in those pages is a technique so powerful that when I applied it for 30 days, it completely changed how I experience anxiety. But here's what's crazy: Marcus never called it a technique. He didn't even know anyone would ever read it. He was just trying to stay sane. So what was he doing? And more importantly, how do you do it yourself? That's what the next 20 minutes are about. But I need to warn you, this isn't comfortable. It's not a shortcut. And on day 1, you might actually feel worse. The technique has a Latin name, Premeditatio Malorum. It translates to the premeditation of evils. I know what you're thinking. Wait, you cured anxiety by thinking about bad things happening? That sounds like the opposite of what I should do. That's exactly what I thought too. But stay with me. Here's what Marcus Aurelius understood that modern anxiety advice gets completely wrong. Anxiety isn't caused by bad things happening. It's caused by uncertainty, the unknown, the what if. Your brain is trying to protect you by imagining every possible threat, every scenario where things go wrong. And because you're not actually examining these scenarios clearly, they grow bigger and scarier in the shadows of your mind. Let me give you an example from my own life. I was terrified of a presentation I had to give. For days, anxiety was eating me alive. Why? Because I kept thinking, what if it goes badly? But I never actually answered that question. I just felt the fear. Marcus's technique says, answer the question. Don't avoid it. Don't distract yourself from it. Actually imagine the worst-case scenario in detail. Then ask yourself, could I handle this? So on day 1, I sat down with a notebook and I wrote, what's the worst that happens if my presentation goes badly? And I answered honestly. People might think I'm unprepared. My boss might be disappointed. I might feel embarrassed. I might not get the promotion I wanted. And then I asked myself Marcus's second question. If this happened, would I survive? Would I be okay? And the honest answer was, yes, it would suck. It would be uncomfortable. But I'd survive. I'd learn. I'd try again. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The moment I wrote that down, something shifted. The anxiety didn't disappear, but it shrunk. It became a specific, manageable thing instead of this giant, shapeless monster. But day 1 is just the beginning, and I haven't told you the part that actually cured the anxiety yet. That comes on day 7. Keep watching. Days 2 through 6 were weird. Let me be real with you. Day 2, I woke up and the anxiety was still there. Maybe you're thinking this technique doesn't work. I thought the same thing, but I did it again. Wrote down my fears, examined them, asked, can I handle this? Day 3, I noticed something. The same worries kept coming up, the same what ifs. But when I wrote them down for the 3rd time, they started to look repetitive, boring even, like my brain was just playing the same recording over and over. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the same things happen over and over again. You've seen them before. He was right. Most of our anxiety isn't about new threats. It's the same fears, reshuffled. Day 4, I started adding a new question. Has something like this happened before? How did I handle it then? And you know what I discovered? I'd survived 100% of my worst days so far. Every single one. That's a pretty good track record. Day 5, this was my worst day. I almost quit. Because here's what nobody tells you about facing your fears. Sometimes, you realize how much time you've wasted on anxiety. And that realization itself is painful. I calculated it. Roughly 2 to 3 hours every day lost to anxious thoughts. That's 15 to 20 hours a week. That's like having a part-time job of just worrying. But Marcus had something to say about this too. He wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Translation: stop wasting your limited time on things you can't control. Day 6, I made a list, 2 columns, things I can control and things I can't control. Most of my anxiety in the second column, which meant most of my anxiety was literally pointless. But the real breakthrough, that came on day 7, and it's the part of this technique that Marcus used every single morning. The part that actually changes your brain. Keep watching, we're getting to the core now. Okay, day 7. This is where everything clicked. And this is the actual daily practice that cured my anxiety. I realized I'd been doing Premeditatio Malorum backwards. I was using it reactively only when anxiety hit. But Marcus used it proactively. Every single morning. Here's what I started doing and what you can start tomorrow. Every morning, 10 minutes. Step 1. Before checking my phone, before coffee, I sat down with my journal. Step 2. I wrote, "Today, I will encounter difficult people. I will face obstacles. Things will not go as planned." Step 3. Then I imagined specific scenarios. The meeting might run long. Someone might criticize my work. Traffic might make me late. I might make a mistake. The crucial part, asterisk asterisk. Step 4. And here's the key. I didn't just imagine these things. I practiced my response. I literally wrote out, "When the meeting runs long, I will stay patient. I will not check my watch. I will be present. When someone criticizes my work, I will listen. I will not defend immediately. I will say thank you and consider their point." Why it works. Do you see what's happening? I'm not just thinking about bad things. I'm rehearsing being the person who can handle them. Marcus wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." But then he adds, "But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own." Days 8 to 15. I did this every single morning, 10 minutes, and something incredible started happening. Things that used to spike my anxiety, a critical email, an unexpected problem, someone being rude, they still happened, but I'd already practiced dealing with them that morning. It was like my brain had already run the simulation, so when the real thing happened, it wasn't a shock. It was, oh, I've prepared for this. The science behind it. Your brain can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined scenario and a real one. Athletes use visualization for this exact reason. But Marcus figured this out 2,000 years ago. By day 15, my anxiety was cut in half, but I still hadn't reached the deepest level of this practice. The part that Marcus saved for his darkest moments. The part 1 used on day 23 when everything fell apart. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Days 16 through 23, I thought I had it figured out. The morning practice was working. I felt more in control, less reactive. Then, on day 23, something actually bad happened. I'm not going to share the exact details because it's personal, but here's what matters. It was one of those things I'd been afraid of, something I'd imagined in my premeditatio practice. And when it actually happened, all my preparation seemed to vanish. The anxiety came roaring back, that chest tightness, that spiraling, that voice saying, "I can't handle this." I went back to Marcus's meditations, frustrated, angry, feeling like I'd failed, and I found this quote, A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. This is where Marcus went beyond just preparing for bad things. He practiced something called Amor, Fati, love of fate, not just accepting what happens, loving what happens. I know, that sounds insane. How do you love the bad thing that just happened to you? But here's what Marcus meant. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Translation: the obstacle is the path. The challenge is the opportunity. So on day 23, in my journal, I wrote something that felt almost ridiculous at the time. This thing that just happened, what if it's not happening to me, but for me? What if this is exactly what I needed to grow? And I listed out, forced myself to list what I could learn from this situation. How to handle disappointment, how to adapt when plans fail, how to be resilient, how to help others through similar struggles. I didn't feel better immediately, but something changed. The situation didn't feel like a threat anymore. It felt like a test, a challenge, something I could work with instead of fighting against. Days 24 to 29 were about practicing this new mindset. And by day 30, well, let me tell you what happened. Day 30, this morning, the day I'm recording this video. Here's what's different. Do I still have anxiety? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's completely gone. Anxiety is a human emotion. It's part of our survival system. But here's what changed. 1. The anxiety doesn't control me anymore. Before, anxiety hit and I'd spiral for hours. Now, I feel it, acknowledge it, and examine it. Usually within 10 minutes. I've identified what's actually bothering me and what I can do about it. 2. I don't avoid difficult things. Before, I'd procrastinate on anything that made me anxious. Now I lean into it because I've pre-practiced handling it. 3. Bad things don't shock me. Before, unexpected problems felt like emergencies. Now, I expect obstacles. They're just part of life. Marcus was right. They happen over and over. You've seen them before. 4. I'm more present. This is the one I didn't expect. When you stop living in what if, you start living in what is. Right now, this moment, the only moment that's actually real. But here's the thing I really need you to understand. The thing that Marcus understood. This technique didn't cure my anxiety by making my life easier. It didn't remove the challenges. It didn't prevent bad things from happening. It cured my anxiety by making me stronger. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's it. That's the whole thing. You can't control what happens. You can only control how you respond. And when you practice your response, when you rehearse being the person you want to be, you become that person. Remember at the beginning when I said this isn't about feeling better? This is what I meant. This is about being better. Being someone who can handle whatever life throws at you. Ancient Rome fell. The empire collapsed. Everything Marcus fought for eventually crumbled. But his words survived for 2,000 years. Why? Because they're about something timeless. Something that works whether you're an emperor or a student or someone lying awake at 3 a.m. worrying about tomorrow. Last night, I slept through the night for the first time in months. Not because my problems went away, but because I trust myself to handle them. Okay, you've watched this far. That means some part of this resonated with you. So here's exactly what you do. Not someday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow morning before anything else. 1. Get a notebook. Not your phone. A physical notebook. There's something about writing by hand that makes this work better. 2. Set a 10-minute timer. 3. Write these exact words at the top. Today I will face challenges. Things will not go perfectly. I am prepared. 4. List 3 specific things that might go wrong today. Be honest. What are you actually worried about? 5. For each one, write your response. Not what you'll feel, what you'll do, how you'll handle it. Example, if my boss criticizes my work, I will listen without getting defensive. I will ask questions. I will learn. If I'm stuck in traffic, I will use the time to listen to something valuable. I will stay calm. If I make a mistake, I will admit it immediately. I will fix it. I will move forward. Do this for 7 days. Just 7 days. 10 minutes each morning. If it doesn't change anything, you've only lost 70 minutes. But if it works the way it worked for me, for Marcus, for thousands of years of people who've practiced this, imagine waking up 30 days from now, and that thing that keeps you up at night, it doesn't have power over you anymore. Not because it's gone, but because you're ready for it. You've practiced. You're strong enough. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "One more thing I want to leave you with. Confine yourself to the present." If you can confine yourself to the present and realize that it alone exists and that you have power over it, then you will find peace. That's what these 30 days taught me, and that's what I hope the next 30 days teach you. Start tomorrow. 10 minutes. You can do this. If this video helped you, do me a favor, don't just like it. Share it with someone who needs it, someone you know who's struggling with anxiety. This stuff is too valuable to keep to yourself. And if you want more content on Stoicism, on actually applying ancient wisdom to modern problems, subscribe. I'm making one video every week breaking down these practices. Leave a comment below telling me, what's the one thing you're going to face tomorrow that you're anxious about? Write it down. Make it real. Then practice your response. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, you're stronger than you think. You just need to practice being that person.